Welcome back to the Whiny Girl Podcast. I'm your host, Abby, and each week I invite my guests to talk about real life, real struggles, and how to own your shit through all of it. We'll share life's journeys over a glass of wine, and we'll get real about growth, self-awareness, and becoming a better version of yourself each day. This week, I'm joined by my great friend, Jenna Davis. I'm really looking forward to whining with her, so grab a glass, pour a drink, and come wine with us. Start the recording. There we go. You're there.
See my nipples? I wanted to make sure that you couldn't see my nipples.
Couldn't or could?
Couldn't.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'll blur them out. I'll put two little smiley faces over them
Perfect.
if
That'll
they
be
end
perfect.
up. Look
Is
at
this
your
okay?
look at your little setup there. It's like you're
My
a professional. I love it.
I know. Well, I needed my liquor, so I thought.
You have a better background than me. You've got more alcohol in your background than I do, and I'm the frickin' whiny girl. So I'm really excited about that.
There's more hard liquor than wine though back
I
there.
mean, that's kind of what my bar looks like in the other
I don't
room.
know.
So
It's just like, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't need to be closer.
no, it's good. I love it. I
Good.
love it.
All right. Yay!
Tell me about that. Tell me about that picture on the wall, because that's amazing.
Okay, so my grandmother painted it in 78.
Seriously?
And so she passed away maybe like 10 years ago, maybe a little bit
Okay.
more.
Okay.
And it's one of those things that like the kids didn't want, and it reminds me of my childhood. So
Aw.
it's like, I'm taking it and I'm gonna put it up.
So
And
what
it's
is that? It's like a panther or a cheetah or something?
yeah.
All right.
Some
Sweet.
kind of cat, like
Some kind of like, yeah, aggressive
perfect
cat.
little.
I love it.
I know.
I
So
love it.
it's good.
Well,
I
do you
like
have a drink in your hand right now?
I started on mimosas.
Ooh, mimosas
Because
at night. You're
I'm
wild.
switching shit up. I know. Well,
Crazy.
I know.
Quarantine's done
have
crazy
these,
shit to you. You're starting on mimosas.
I know. Well, I have these like weird little like can things that like Target. These thingies, like Target had them on clearance, so I just
Yeah,
grabbed
the
them.
little like pre-mix stuff.
Yeah, but it's sparkling perfection is
Oh,
what it says. I don't know.
that
But
was
it's
actually my
champagne.
nickname in high school. So I don't know. Maybe they named him after me. Is that what it was?
They probably did. They did.
I own the trademark on that. They better call and give me my residuals every time they sell those.
Lawsuit.
Oh my gosh.
So
So how
what are you drinking?
I
What are
am
you gonna
drink.
drink?
Okay, so this is usually we do this at the end, and I will again plug it at the end. But this, I'm excited about this, or I'm kind of scared and nervous about this. We went to the store today. We ventured out, and I'm sure the people there thought we were hoarding, but with a family of 5, we just literally did like a standard 2-week grocery trip.
Yeah.
So we're trying to cut costs, trying to cut back, not spend as much money as we can. We're going with store brand versus name brand.
Okay.
And Paul stumbles on $4.96 wine.
That sounds like it's gonna be awful.
Yeah. So I got like 8 other bottles of good stuff. And then I said, all right, I'll try the $5 wine because maybe it'll be like $2 Chuck. You know how like is it World Market or not World Market? Is it World Market that had $2 Chuck? No, Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, I believe. And I don't think we could get it in California. I don't even know. But anyway, what if it's like that? What if it's amazing? So I have my $5 bottle of Lindemans, Dr. Henry John Lindemans. I don't know.
Scared for you.
Pinot
Is that
Noir.
the first glass too?
This is the first glass. So I'm gonna take a sip. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not bad.
So it's middle of the road bad.
I would say let me be honest. I drank some Sutter Home last night because that's how dire things have gotten. So compared to Sutter Home, it's really quite tasty. So we're good. So
boxed wine? No, that's like the big bottle.
it's the bottle your grandma has that like she's had for 4 months in her fridge. She's like, grab the white Zin out of the fridge. Because that's what she had. Yeah, that's what she has. So
Classy.
it's not terrible, but
No,
yeah.
that's perfect. I mean,
That's what I'm
you trade
drinking.
off. You have toilet paper or you have more expensive wine. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're good on toilet paper. So maybe I could spend a little more money on the wine situation.
you might be able to.
I don't know. I got to step it up, but
Hi, darling. How are you?
I am so good. Let's cheers because
you froze.
Oh, I froze already?
You froze with your shoulders like
Oh. Are we back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay.
Shrug it off.
Cheers. Let's cheers to a podcast episode.
Yay!
We actually attempted this one. You were my first attempt at a podcast YouTube video thing. Yeah, I looked orange. I didn't do the headphone thing, and then my water heater and my sump pump kept going off in the middle. And every time the volume change, I couldn't. I was like, it was nightmare.
I didn't even notice at all.
You didn't notice, yeah, but in the audio, like it was terrible. Yeah. So, take 2. Let's do it.
I know. I'm so excited. So I listened to the one with Paul, and the only thing that I have to say is those mega stuff Oreos are fucking nasty.
They're so nasty. Gross. They're so gross.
Like anything other than the original, like why would you even, why?
Okay. Okay. But there's more.
The thins are good.
The thins are good. And today we went and we found dark chocolate cream filling thin Oreos.
No.
I'm done. They're to die. I'm never going back.
Really?
I'm never going back to a regular Oreo ever again. It's almost like a thin mint, but there's no mint. Like it tastes like an Andes mint without the mint. I don't know why that would be a thing to have. I don't know why that would be.
It tastes like a truffle?
So it tastes as close to a Dove chocolate as you possibly can get without saying you're eating chocolate. I don't know. Whatever.
Jackass.
So we got 2 things for the kids that are regular Oreos. Those are theirs. And then the thin ones are mine. And I'm like, you can't have them. And then, of course, we walk in and they're like, what are these? And I'm like, you can have one, like thinking you're not going to like it. There's no way you're going to eat it. Yeah. All of them are like, these are delicious. I think I like these. And I'm like, no, you can't have those. Eat the regular one.
They're mine. Don't do that at all. Like, stop it.
Do you have like precariously placed candies and treats around your house that the kids don't know about?
Yeah. Well, there's only like one area. I've got like a special candy dish that was like my mom's, and it's like hidden on top of the china cabinet
where they can't reach. They can't
where
see
they
it.
can't. Well, I mean, like Heim can reach it, but I don't think that they know that it's there either. Nice. So like all the other shit is like in the cabinet so that they can have it.
Nice.
It's fine. But
nice. Yeah, I usually do the whole like get them their stuff and then my stuff. Like the amount of hidden candy I have in my house is kind of absurd. Like if they knew about the hidden candy in my house, they'd be so mad at me. I have an entire box next to my bed that Paul routinely fills with chocolates and sugary sweets.
That's pretty cute though.
Yeah. Well, he knows how to keep me happy. keep the hormones at bay. If you just keep her sugared up and on chocolate, she won't attack you. So
I think I saw that. Was it on his Snap today or something? It was like a flashback from like 3 weeks ago, and you're like, "I'm going to my room, and here's my bag of candy."
Oh yeah. That was the bag of candy. That was like the quarantine bag of candy. Well,
it's gone, right?
It's gone. It's totally gone.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not gonna last.
We've got like some Twix left or something, or like Milky Way, and I'm like, I don't want that.
Who gets Milky Ways?
I don't like Milky Ways. No, that's always the assorted pack of like Snickers, Milky Way, and all that stuff. I always eat the Snickers, and everything else gets passed on to the kids. Here, you can eat that.
I don't.
That's too funny.
No, I can't handle it. Yeah, the kids don't really. I don't know if it's not a regular Oreo or peanut M&Ms. or those Kinder eggs, like they don't really.
What are the Kinder eggs?
So it's like a little plastic shell and it's got a toy in there, and then it
Wait,
has,
wait.
okay, so it's an egg, and on the
Okay.
top half there's a toy that they can peel and like build or whatever, and then on the bottom half there's a treat. And so it's like a
Okay.
nougat kind of with like a Nutella kind of thing, and then a, I don't know, a malt dud that's like in the middle, and you like scoop it and eat it like all together. And they fucking love those things.
So
So then
it's a
there's,
toy and a chocolate at the same time?
yeah, yeah. So if you see
Oh my
them,
God.
get one for like the kids or whatever, but they're like $1 or something. But
I've
there's a
never
little
even
toy.
I've never even heard of these. I think we missed
Yeah.
that boat. Oh my gosh.
So
Okay.
they, I don't know if it's this version, but they are usually in like the UK, and they had been banned from the United States for a while because I think that they had, I don't know, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but like I think that they had put the toy in the chocolates. I don't know, like it was a choking hazard or something. So,
Yeah,
so they just
I
like
would assume
stole.
you
I don't
wouldn't want
know.
to do that. That would be a huge choking hazard. Okay.
Yeah,
All
here,
right.
eat this Tide Pod. Like
Good
it's
luck.
not. Yeah,
Hopefully
no.
you find the candy or find the filling before you choke. Oh my gosh. Okay, Kinder
Yeah.
Eggs, gonna have to go check those out. Nice
Yeah,
to
yeah,
know.
get one because they're
Nice to
they're
know.
really delicious though. Like, I don't know,
Nice.
the kids love them.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
Well, whatever. Maybe I'll love
I'm
them,
still
and then I'll
shit.
have to put them in my secret box of candy next to my bed.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll send you a care package with like random shit.
Just those. When we lived in Japan, we would always send home like the crazy Japanese candy that like the
Those,
Pocky sticks. Well, you can get it all now at World Market. Like they have it all, but we would always send it home to people and be like, "Oh, this is so fun! It's so like it's so interesting, and the little Japanese characters." And now you can just find it at the store. I think Target even has it, but
except for, I think, isn't it like the fruit flavored Twix that you can't get?
yeah, the strawberry Twix or something that they
There's
don't
like
sell here.
lemon and like green tea and,
Oh,
oh, yeah, I don't understand it either, but like
sounds gross.
Hein had a pen pal in Japan,
Yeah.
and they we would trade off candies. So like they never have pumpkin spice stuff, so we would always send like pumpkin
Oh.
things so that they could try it. And then we would always get these weird ass flavored Kit Kats, and I'm like, who does this? That's like a
See,
mega stuffed Oreo. Like,
yeah. That was after my time. So when
um,
we moved from there before the flavored Twix or the fruit Twix came out, I never
yeah,
knew about it until we lived here. So that's
yeah,
funny.
it's silly.
That's
I don't
too
like it.
funny.
I don't like
So
it.
let's talk. I told you I was gonna drop the bomb on you. I was gonna tell you we're gonna
I
talk about
know.
mental health today
Wah,
because
wah,
I know
wah.
nothing like
Meanwhile,
nothing like a crazy Saturday night to talk about some toxic relationships and how to get away from them.
oh, that sounds delightful, darling. Please, let's
Great.
get
Listen, what else are you doing? Okay. That's my only question. It's Saturday
I
night,
was
we're quarantined.
cleaning. I was cleaning.
That's
I'm
good.
being good this
That's
weekend.
good for your mental health, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
I
That's
don't
what
know. My
Paul tells me.
therapist said yes, so that's
Yeah. Yeah. I take the therapist stuff with a grain of salt sometimes, especially when it applies to like being more productive or something. I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know. She's never steered me wrong. I feel
That's
like,
true.
so I think we talked about this briefly before, but like I've been with my therapist, I think, for like 5 or 6 years now.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that's
And
good.
so she's never really steered me wrong with what we've talked about or things that have happened in my life. And I mean, yeah, it's conflicting because everybody has their own opinion, but for like a non-biased party member, she knows me pretty damn well.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's good. It's hard to find a therapist, one that you click with, and then stay with them for that amount of time where you don't have
Yeah.
to do, it's like the Seinfeld episode. You don't want to go see a new therapist because it's like 6 months to tell the whole backstory of like
Yeah.
this is what happened to me when I was little. Here are the people's names. Here are all the reference points, whatever. So
Yeah.
I've been with mine
Yeah.
for about a year, and Paul and I actually go to the same one, and we'll go together sometimes, and we'll just do separate sometimes. And
Yeah.
she's been an amazing, like a godsend, basically. Like I
Yeah.
changed my whole life in probably 4 months after meeting her. That's
Yeah.
when everything kind of, I don't know, you know my backstory, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But your listeners don't.
I know my listeners
Do
don't.
it, young lady.
I mean,
Um,
it's hard because I
no.
think a lot of people struggle with having been raised by someone with a personality disorder or
Of
someone
some sort. Yeah.
some sort. And even sometimes it doesn't even need a label. Like that was the biggest kind of eye opener thing that I kind of got to in therapy was
Yeah.
quit trying to put a label on like what category these people fall under, and just realize that, like, hey, if you don't feel good when you're around somebody, you probably shouldn't continue to be around that person, like whether they're family, whether they're friends, whether you've known them forever. So
Yeah.
that was interesting to me, because you know you want to figure it out and research and try to get all the information you can about, like, okay, well, what does this behavior trait say, or what does this do, or like what does this line up to? Like there's a word for it, you want to label it, but at the
Yeah.
end of the day, an asshole is an asshole, and if you don't want to be associated with them, then you just don't be associated with them.
Then you don't touch it.
That's right. That's right. You
Um,
quarantine that
I
bitch.
know. It's silly. I
Yes.
know.
So when you get to that, I don't know if I mean, you've gotten to that place too. Like you've had your fair share of toxic relationships that you've had to kind of
For
back
sure.
away from and go, oh, I was so in the woods. Like I didn't really even see what was happening around me.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, like being raised by an alcoholic who might also have some sort of like either dissociative disorder or just, mental instabilities, like being depressed like all the fucking time. That wears on not only them, but it obviously wears off like children too. So
Right.
growing up with it affects every relationship that you have, and then you feel like you want or you need to take care of everything in every relationship thereafter, and it's not
Yeah.
your responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have the instance where, because I've heard of this a lot with other friends too, where you had to parent your parent?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
where you
god.
had to be the one that was mature and take control when things were out of control, which is never something that a child should
Yeah.
have to do ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard that
Yeah.
the children of alcoholics that's a huge one. So,
It's rough. I think that I had first learned to actually drive a stick in high school, not even high school, I think it was middle school, because my mom had gotten so trashed at like a party that I had to drive me, my brother, and my mom home.
oh
And
my gosh.
it was like the first time that I had ever driven a stick shift. And you just kind of, I was like, is this my fucking life right
Yeah.
now? Like this is what I have to fucking deal with as a teenager with my little brother in the back seat. Like how do you
Yeah.
move on from that? And I think that's what, I don't know, drives you to become the person that you are and says like, you need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think people
Please,
can go
please.
one of two ways with it. And you can either become the victim, which is
Yeah,
essentially what they did. I mean, they became the victim and
yeah,
then they just let that idea kind of have power over them, and that's why they made the decisions that they did. Or you can look at it and say, okay, well, that's not what I want for my life, and I'm gonna go, the pendulum swings in the fully opposite way, and you're gonna
yeah,
just make something completely different for your life and for your kids' lives. And I think that's when it really plays in to the future, is that it's not just me now that this is affecting my kids too, and I need to make sure that
yeah,
I wrangle it in. So, man,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's
it's a
rough,
lot.
for sure.
It's a
It is.
lot. I haven't seen my therapist. Well, I haven't been in my therapist's office in a month and a half, maybe. But I had
Yeah,
one Skype session, which why we don't do that all the time. Just do it over the
yeah.
computer. I mean, there is a, do you
It's
feel
not
more
as
comfortable?
personal.
Yeah. Do you feel more comfortable like in a space with somebody?
I think I feel safer when I'm in the space. Like it
Yeah.
feels less intimate or less um I don't comfortable really
Yeah.
probably. I don't know. I
Yeah.
had mine earlier today and it was good. It was fine, but it's funny to like see the cat running around or
Right.
like she's eating candy or something while we're talking, which I mean, we would probably do anyway besides the cat, but like
Right.
you just kind of it's different. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to give her hugs too. It's weird. I like to force myself upon people. So, anything that I could do to make
Right.
it more awkward,
Right.
it'll do it.
Let me touch you while you tell me about my life. That's not
You're
awkward at
so
all.
pretty. You're
Let
so
me
pretty.
let me stroke your face while you give me guidance. Ugh.
That's creepy.
It's a little creepy. It's a little creepy. Especially if you're
Just
not
a
a toucher.
little.
If she's a hugger or she's a toucher, then it's fine. But you know, you get some people in the room and they're like, no, I don't like to be touched. Don't touch me.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, though. No, thank
Thank
you. Yeah.
thank you, but no
No,
thank you.
it's not that bad, but I'm thankful for it. I mean, it was really cathartic. Like I don't know, the last couple of days, it's been a little more rough, like being at home. And the kids haven't been here the last couple of days either, which probably attributes to it. But like, you just kind of have to get used to being in the quiet and without them running around. And then I think that it's week 7, week 8
Yeah.
now, and it's just an adjustment. And I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's getting harder though
Yeah,
to
see you so you I mean you like you love that you're when your kids are with you and you're hanging
yeah,
out and I mean I love my kids too. I banter about not liking them. But I would jump in front
everybody.
of a bus for any of them
Yeah,
any day of the week. So but yeah, you kind of get a reprieve so that's my
yeah,
fantasy, right? To have like a whole weekend where my kids can just go and I can just be but
yeah,
I I know that I mean, I know that you don't like that necessarily. It's like, yeah, maybe
yeah,
one day or one night to have some me time, but like not a
yeah.
whole
The whole
chunk of time.
weekend is hard for sure. I mean, it's sad to like ship them off, I guess,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like it's nice to do your laundry and take a bath and run errands, and it's like when you go to Target and you walk around for 2
Yep.
hours and you drink a coffee, like
Yep.
it's like that, but it's all weekend. But then also like the counterpart to that is that you're alone with
Yeah.
your thoughts
Yeah.
and all of your shit and baggage and like
That is
whether or not you want to deal with
scary.
it.
That's
Yeah.
a scary thing for most people. I think
Yeah.
people literally I know that some people and I think Paul and I talked about this on the podcast earlier, is just that some people are probably freaking out with this whole
Yeah.
quarantine thing. One, that they
Yeah.
have to be alone with their thoughts and they can't just distract themselves. And two, probably a lot of married couples who just don't normally spend a lot of time together and they're
Yeah.
stuck in the house together and it's probably creating a lot of turmoil and hopefully
For sure.
they're taking advantage of it, hopefully, and trying
You would
to
hope so.
repair
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know. I know
That's
Paul and
what
I have had some amazing conversations that have kind of been they've been like we've been waiting to have them, like,
Mhm.
hey, we need to talk about the kids thing about this XYZ. Like I keep meaning to bring this up and we keep getting busy with work and other stuff and school. And like this whole downtime has kind of forced those conversations to happen.
Yeah.
So there's been positive in it, but
I think there is for sure. Yeah. So Jen is the name of my therapist, but she's like, I'm really trying to make sure that people understand that there is good that's coming out of this.
Yeah.
Like, granted, we didn't have the decision or the choice to be put in this situation, and that's why we're so hostile against it.
Right.
But take the opportunity to realize that there's good that becomes of it. And it's like, okay, yeah, like, I'm going through all of these weird cluster piles that I make all over my house, and I'm
Yeah.
able to, I never would have been able to work from home and be with my kids all the time. So I'm thankful that I can work from home and see them and spend time with them and get random hugs and I love yous and drawings and
Aw.
stuff that I never would have got before. And
Yeah.
so it's nice, but then I also want to shove them down the stairs. So
Every now and then, just one or
just to see
two,
what happens.
just to see what, just to add some excitement into the day. You never know.
It's perfect.
Oh my
But
gosh.
then, yeah, and then I think I saw something too today that was like the suicide prevention line is like up 70 to 80% as
I
well. So
believe
it's,
it. Yeah, I believe
oh,
it.
man.
I saw something a couple weeks ago that said when all of this is over, the nation's going to have a huge problem with finding elderly people in their homes that have passed
Mhm.
away, that don't have any family around. That, I mean, think
Yeah,
about that. Like a lot of people, a lot of older
yeah,
people do die like that, but it would
yeah,
normally just come out, like somebody would know or notice because they haven't been out in a
yeah.
while. But now, like, I, I don't know. I mean, I was just thinking about that. Like, that's terrible.
That's awful.
Yeah.
That's awful.
So let's hope that was just not right information. I don't know. I think they probably will though. I think there'll be a lot more than they realize.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't know.
yikes.
That that makes me sad.
Yeah, it is sad. Let's
Yeah.
get on to brighter things like toxic relationships. No.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. I actually had a
I'm
dream
kidding.
about an old friend of mine that I am no longer friends with. And I had a dream that I had been, I don't know where I was or what I was doing, but I had run into her and her husband, and there was a confrontation of some sort. And there was like questioning, like, well, why didn't you talk to me? And why didn't you reach out? And why didn't you do this? And I came up with this analogy in my dream. And then I remember in my dream thinking, I got to remember this. I got to write it down. And it was kind of and this will be like, this won't even make any sense, but without context. But it was basically, the premise was that she kept telling me all of her crap, but whenever I would try to tell her my crap, it was like, meh, like not listen
Mhm.
to, not
Yeah.
anything. So eventually I just stopped talking about my stuff. And then, yeah. So, but then, this dream and the confrontation happened in my dream, which the confrontation hasn't even happened. So I don't know if it will, but I
Yeah.
said to this woman in my dream, if somebody keeps knocking, if I keep knocking on a door and no one answers, I'm not going to keep knocking on the door. I'm going to eventually walk away and just
Yep.
realize that like nobody's home. And that,
Yeah.
I remember waking up and going, oh yeah, my dream. Oh yeah, that analogy. Oh my gosh, I got to remember that. So I like said it out loud so I could get out of my subconscious. And
Yeah.
I thought that's a really good analogy for somebody who probably has tried a lot to mend things or have a functional, healthy relationship with
Yep.
someone,
Yeah.
and they're not getting through. And it's kind of the same. It's the same approach. Like if you keep knocking and no one's answering, why are you still standing at the door like an idiot? Like clearly they don't
Right.
want to answer the door. They don't want to let you in. So
Yep.
you just walk
Yeah.
away.
You
So
want. You have to. You
yeah.
have to. You're a
Yeah.
glutton for punishment until you are self-aware enough to realize that you have more value. You have more purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. It's a hard step to take to get to that point where you're brave enough to say, I think I've done all I can do, especially if you're a fixer or a rescuer or
Yeah.
someone who's just used to saving or putting in a lot of effort into a
Yeah.
relationship. It's
Yeah.
hard to just admit defeat and say, there's nothing else I can do. So I'm just gonna walk away. So,
Yeah. And then
but
you're
I
blamed for being selfish, but it's
totally,
okay to be selfish. It's
it
okay
is.
to realize that you are just as important, if not more important, because how are you going to love anyone if you don't take care of yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. That was like the one I was telling you about, the text I got from the friend when I said, I'm going to wait to talk about this with you.
Yeah.
And I got the reply back, and that's fair to whom? And I thought, and I hadn't even thought about it, but when I told you the story, you said that's fair to you. And I was like, damn it, I should have replied that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was, but it was so
Me,
obvious.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fair to
Yeah. Me.
me. And that's
Mine's important.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just
Yeah.
your feelings, but mine as
Right.
well. Yeah.
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 Interesting. That's when you know. That's when you know it's a red flag,
I
and you're like,
love it though. Yeah.
yeah, gonna walk away from
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, it's hard. What how many days of like no contact are you now, or are you?
Days of no contact with that one is a month and a half, 7 weeks.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
awesome.
6, because
Yeah,
I think it was like a weekend of quarantine was the last time, but yeah.
yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mine
I'm
is mine's a whole month now, like
nice.
officially. So it's fuck. The
Nice.
struggle, man. The struggle
Yeah.
is real,
It's
especially with
hard.
quarantine. Especially with quarantine.
It's really hard when you're vulnerable or you're feeling sad or you just want somebody to talk to not go back to
Yeah.
something comfortable. Whether or not it was
Yeah.
toxic, whether or not it was healthy, it was
Yeah.
comfortable. It's something you knew. You knew that person, and it's hard
Yeah.
to not go
And
back.
it wasn't even so much of like that it's like sad or that you want somebody comforting, because that obviously is part of it, but it was like, oh, I have these funny things that I want to tell them, or I know that they would get a kick out of whatever the kids did.
Yeah.
And what's the point of telling them? There's absolutely no point to letting them know or giving them more ammunition to talk to you about things or have something to hold over your head, or
Right.
are they even going to listen? And then it's 5 seconds in, and then they're like, oh, this and this, and
Yeah. And they're
you're like,
rambling about themselves pretty soon. And you're like, why did I reach out again? I didn't
yeah,
reach out for this.
thank you for the reminder.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, we
Yeah, that's the hardest part, is when you get the reminder and you go, ah, damn it. I knew this was a bad idea. Now I know for sure it's a bad idea. I'm going to end it.
yeah.
Yeah.
What, for like the 12th or 13th time, like,
Right.
at what point do you start to like smack yourself on the hand and you realize nobody's going to come to the door, or
Yeah.
like they pretend that they're not there, like that they're there?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not
It's
fun.
funny because after, it's been 4 or 5 weeks for mine, or maybe it could be 6 at this point, because we're in 7, 8 weeks of quarantine. Yeah. So it's right around
Yeah,
6, 7. Um, that one hasn't been hard. I've been kind of like, yeah, whatever.
it's easy. Yeah,
The family ones have been the difficult one. Not even difficult to a point where I feel like reaching out, and maybe this is like self-centered, but difficult in the sense where I'm like, huh, it's a fucking pandemic and I really haven't heard anything. And
yeah,
it's just kind of
yes.
surprising. And
But is
it's
it?
it's
But is
not.
it?
It's almost like you hold out hope that something
Yeah,
will change because of this catastrophe or stress level or new thing that came up, right? And you think, if that happened, something serious,
yeah,
surely they'll kind of get it and go, okay, we're going to put things
yeah,
aside and move on, and let's repair this. And,
yeah.
and no, it didn't happen. And then when it doesn't
No,
happen, you go, man, I knew I shouldn't have like thought
yeah,
about the brights and, you know, the silver lining, like maybe, no, it didn't happen. So not
No, I
surprising,
had
but
a
surprising. So
yeah, I had a friend once to tell me, you know, like hope is just ridiculous because what was it? It was the last thing that was left in Pandora's box, like, and they sealed it up and they left it in there for obvious reasons. And so I don't
yeah,
know. And you know, since that, I just kind of was like, okay, thanks for the reminder that
yeah,
don't get your hopes up, don't have any expectations, because if you have expectations then you are, you know, harboring resentments before they even start. And so, you know, you can
that's a great way to look at it. I never really thought about that, but yeah, you're almost like a preempting a resentment
yeah,
feeling.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Thank you, Instagram. I don't know where it came from, but I think I saw
Yeah.
it on there. But one of
Dude,
those,
some of the things on Instagram, I'm like, man, that's deep. And it's like a quote with like hearts behind it or leaves or something. And I'm like, wow, I could start crying. I'm reading that. And it's just hitting me
oh,
hard.
it's true though. It's so
Yeah.
true. I mean, fuck, man.
Yeah.
It,
It's a daily reminder uh, just to believe yourself and not doubt. Like the things you think about and the way you remember feeling, they're
yeah,
not wrong. They're not, because you felt them, and
right.
you have to remember that you felt them at some point, and there's a
Yeah,
reason you made the decision to break away from this person based
yeah.
on those feelings. And now you're looking back and you're kind of looking back with like, I remember all the positives now, and I'm like,
Mhm.
the negatives are fading away. It's like pregnancy. Like you, you look back on it with like, but I got this baby. And it's like, no, 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 no. You got to
Yeah.
remember your feet swelled. You had back problems. You couldn't breathe. You know, you were sore all the time. You got to remember that shit.
Yeah.
So
You can't pee right anymore. Like,
yeah.
why?
Yeah. And when someone makes you not
All of
be
these,
right, you don't go back to that relationship.
it's awful. It's awful. Oh, okay. So along this line, right? So
Yeah.
Jen and I were talking about it today. I have this like bucket that has slowly moved from like inside the garage to outside the garage, that is slowly having personal items or memorabilia like
Yeah.
thrown into it. And she's like, why haven't you thrown it away? And I was like, I don't know. And she goes, is it because it reminds you it's more of like a punishment? And I said, probably, because it makes me think of all the things that
Oh.
were shitty, that granted they had good memories attached to them, but like certain drawings, certain caps, certain fabrics, or like whatever it is, whatever
Yeah.
reminds you of them. But that's also all of the reasons why you have decided to cut those ties. And she's like,
Right.
there's no point to hold on to them. She's like, write them down in a journal. Don't keep the bucket. Don't keep the stuff that's in it. And
Yeah.
so I threw it away today.
Nice.
Mm.
All
So I just
right.
hopefully I don't go out to trash later and grab it, but like I need to just put it in someone else's trash
You
can
need to light
probably,
that shit on fire is what you need to do.
right? Right.
Burn
Yeah.
it. Burn it in a
But
burn.
I mean, like, it's the same sort of thing. Like, what do you have that's laying around that is a trigger
Yeah.
that makes you think of those things? Like a piece of jewelry in your jewelry
Yeah.
box, or like, because every time you open it, you know, it's there and it reminds you of what is
Yeah.
happening. Or, you know, I don't know, a
I've
shirt or
got
something. Get rid
I've
of it.
got some like some gifts, if you will, from my person who I've been no contact with for many years now, but I still have gifts, and I couldn't help but the other day look at a couple of them and go, that's not even my style. Like, they bought that for me, and I think they kind of purposely maybe just got me like a really shitty thing to see if I would keep it. And I still have it. And I go, I'm
Why do you
looking
have
at
it?
Yeah, I'm looking at this shit going, why do I even have, I don't even like this. Like, why do I keep it? So I took a couple things and I threw them away.
Yay!
But it's been like 3 years.
That's
So
okay.
it's
That's okay.
insane that it kind of just dawned on me. Like,
Yeah.
why am I hanging on to this? And
Yeah.
it's a thin line too between the stuff you think that maybe your kids will remember that you had and might want, and you want to make sure, like, if it has a sentimental value, like the painting on your wall, like
Yeah.
that reminds you of childhood. Your grandma might not know that, like
Yeah.
it might just be one of those things that, like, I just remember that painting every time I went into her
Yeah.
house or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a really thin line between, like, do you get rid of it because you have no sentimental value to it, or because what if one of the kids like, what if one of the kids loves? So I don't know. I think maybe I'll
Yeah.
start asking them, would you want, and I know now with 2 middle schoolers, they're going to be like,
No.
what? No, I don't know. I'm in a game.
Yeah.
I need to go back to my game. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. Maybe if it's like expensive or something, I'll hang on to it. And
Only
I'll,
so they can sell it.
that's
Bastards.
right. Get that
Fuckers.
money. Yeah, nothing's
Mm-mm.
expensive. I'll tell you that much. It
I
was
don't
all
know.
bought at it was all bought at thrift stores, if that. So
So you can just throw it away now. It's
yeah,
perfectly
I
fine. Unless
probably
there's
should.
I don't know. I know what you're saying though, but even if it was something that like you got as a gift, but there's more what the fuck attached to it,
Yeah.
then just get rid of it.
You
Like,
just throw it away? I'll throw it
yeah,
away.
because then I mean, then you're passing your what the fuck onto your kids,
That is true. That's a really good
right?
point. Because if I don't even
So,
enjoy it, why would I give it to them?
right. What's the
Yeah.
point? You have there's no, it's silly. Don't do that to them.
Yeah. All right. I'll only hang on to the stuff I love.
Be the
Kids, kids,
get out of here.
throw yourselves away. No.
Heyo.
Hey, oh, just kidding. Just teasing. CPS, DFS, whoever's listening in
Maybe.
on this.
Maybe. I
It's
may be
quarantine
kidding. I may
times.
not be kidding. Who
Yeah.
knows? I
It's quarantine times, man. It's
don't
the
know. It is
Hunger Games
quarantine.
over here. So
Okay, wait. So back to Snapchat. What was the chair throwing about? What happened?
oh,
Tell
so
me the story.
here's the story with the chair. So we built a fire pit over the quarantine because we had
Yeah.
all these patio stones laying around, and we haven't done anything with them for probably 2 years. And it kind of just dawned on us, like, hey, we could build a really cool patio fire pit thing in the ground, and
Yeah.
we're going to do landscaping later. We're like, whatever, just throw it in the ground and we'll make a temporary thing. So we did it. And I had a bunch of lumber because I did like woodworking and stuff, like light woodworking and stuff. I would build little things. And now I just don't have any time or energy to do that stuff. So we had a bunch of lumber that we cut up, and we had a chair that my kids, I told them to go get it from the basement one day, and it was like, go get the chair. Go get the chair. Go get the chair. And then I'm yelling at them like, go get the freaking chair. Just bring the chair up. And so then they begrudgingly did it.
Yeah.
And one of them, and I can't remember who, was like dragging it angrily up the stairs, and like they were 2 steps away from the top, and they dropped it. And this chair rolled down the stairs and cracked, like, to the point where it was almost unusable. So then we kept using it for the haircut chair in the
Okay.
basement.
Okay. Okay.
So we were like, whatever, it'll just, until it breaks completely, we'll just use it as the haircut chair. And then I believe when Paul sat in it, it totally cracked right after he was done in the chair.
It's
And
badass, broke it. Just kidding.
I it
I
was
love
it was buckling already. I won't say that he
it. I'm
himself
kidding. I'm
broke
kidding.
it.
Don't hurt me. Don't
But
hurt me.
yeah, no, just because we'll talk after this is over, because I don't want him to know if he listens to it. Um, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, yeah, there were some stress marks in it already, and then he sat on it and it gave. So that was the chair throwing, because we had put it out to be firewood, but it was still kind of in it was
Yeah.
in a chair form still. So then he told our oldest to go chuck it off the side of the deck, He-Man style. So
it was so cathartic. I was like, yes.
Yeah, it was very satisfying because when he threw it the first time, it didn't even do anything. And I was like, are you kidding me? That fell down a flight of stairs and broke. And he just chucked it, like purposefully chucked it off the deck. And it looks the same as when he first held it.
That's crazy.
It was a second go around. And
that's all right. At least he tried.
Yeah.
It was nice to see. It was also cute to see the kids using the saw to like cut.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we had shop class yesterday with my dad.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
My
see
dad,
the good things that come.
Good things. Totally good things. And I was telling my dad yesterday, I said, this is something that I can't teach them because my kids don't want to learn from me. Your kids learn better from outside people. So I said, if you want to come over at some point, teach them how to use the saw, I think that'd be great. He taught me how to use power tools and not be afraid of them and know how to handle them correctly. And said, show them. They've never done anything like that. So we finally get all the kids out there, and the boys, my oldest boy is like, oh, I don't want to, I'm wearing white. Like, I don't want to get, I'm like, really? Like, you're in 8th grade. Like, who are you? Like, you're definitely my son, but who are you? So he gets out there and he's like, I don't want to go first. I'll just watch from over here. And he doesn't sound that like prissy, but it really was kind of that like lazy, prissy type. I don't know. He just didn't want to do anything because he wanted to go back and play video games. So my daughter's like, I want to do this. I want to do it. Yeah, let's do it. So she gets up there and she's like, I don't know. I'm timid. I don't know how to do it. And I'm sure you saw the video. I was impressed. She did it, and she did one cut through that wood, and she goes, okay, that was really easy, and it's super satisfying. Ethan, you should totally do this. And she just kept cutting wood. So I know we're going to wake up one day, and she's going to be like running the table saw in the
Let's hope not.
Yeah. I'm just making something. It's fine.
That's okay though. That's okay.
No, but I hope that she does, because I love power tool. Like today I used a chainsaw.
I saw that.
Did you see that on my Snap? I did get reprimanded by somebody on one of Paul's friends he said he's very concerned that I didn't have any protective gear on. And I was like, it was like 85 degrees. And what am I going to do? Wear a effing face mask? Like, I'm not putting a suit on, like a metal suit or something to cut down some tree branches.
It was a fucking twig.
It was a twig, actually. And it really was not that big.
With your thumb. Like, it really, I mean.
So
or
we
you
had
could have used like a turkey carver and it would have been.
I could have used a hacksaw and just been like, and it would have been done. But I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. Let's get the chainsaw out. We cutting this motherfucker down. So yeah. No, we have like pruning shears, and then we have a chainsaw, and then we have like a hedge trimmer. But I'm like, we have nothing in between. So we got some of those big lobber.
Yeah.
The big things.
Why not use the fucking power tool? Like just. Just do it.
Well, and I told Paul, I'm like, just go get the chainsaw. And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, I'll use it. I'll be fine. He's like, you got to be really careful. And I didn't step in and take it from me, but he was really worried that I was going to like cut my face open or something, but he never stepped in and took it from me and did the job himself. So guess who cut down all the branches? Me.
Mama did it. Was it just one?
No.
Was it just one? Oh,
no, I think I cut down like 6 or 7 of them.
Nice.
Chainsaw Mama. Better watch out.
It's your porn name.
Chainsaw Mama. That's my quarantine drinking name. That's what it is. Or no, Sparkly. What's the title of your drink? Sparkling
Perfection.
Sparkling Perfection. That's my porn name. There you go.
It's so shiny.
It is. Woo. Look at the way the light reflects off of her body.
It's like, you're like Edward in Twilight.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Do you want to know a fun fact? I have never seen any of the Twilight movies.
You should watch it.
I have no interest in vampires.
It doesn't matter. Just watch it.
I've also seen no Harry Potter, not read the books. I haven't seen Twilight or read the books. I couldn't even make it 4 pages into 50 Shades of Grey. But I
That's
did.
stupid.
Okay, the book was totally dumb. And the movie was even more dumb because Paul and I binge watched all, what are there, 3 of them or 4 of them?
3. I think there's 3.
The third one was like, is this Fast and Furious or is it 50 Shades of Grey? Like, I don't even understand what's happening here. It was very odd.
It hurt my brain. It hurt my brain. The book hurt my brain. I started reading the book. I got it as a gift for Christmas or something. And I was like, did a 5-year-old write this?
It really does sound like that, doesn't it?
No, it just was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. I don't know.
Bad. Yeah, I had to put that one away as soon as as soon as it came out. Somebody, I don't know when we got, I think it was right after it came out and we started reading it and I was like, I can't read this. This is so bad. I'd rather read like a romance novel from 1980 than read this. Like, it's not
with Fabio.
Yes, with Fabio and the horse. With the hair in the wind. Yes. It's always so windy in romance novels.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Where are they?
I don't know.
There's so much wind. Oh my gosh. Anyway.
They're stranded in the desert.
That's right.
Right.
So you're drinking mimosas.
Yeah, well now it's gone, so I don't know what I'm gonna drink next.
Oh. What do you got back there? What do you got on your liquor shelf there? Got
Tito's,
some Tito's, yeah.
And
classic.
some Hendrick's gin.
Ooh, Hendrick's gin, yeah.
Some bourbon whiskey, Knob Creek, and then some more Scotch whiskey.
Okay.
And some tequila.
Nice.
Red wine back there.
All right, what kind of red wine is it? Even if you're not drinking it.
It's Miomi.
It's one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I just bought some of that today.
I have like 5 bottles because it's my favorite.
Love Miomi.
Yeah.
And it's the Pinot Noir?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's my favorite for sure.
That one, fun fact, Miomi is not $4.96.
It is not. Ding!
It is not.
I know. Scotch.
We're switching
good,
to
right?
Scotch. Good. It's like having
Scotch.
Hell yeah. Why not? Champagne to Scotch. What could go wrong?
I don't know. I'm home. I'll just end up crawling up the stairs, I guess.
It's Saturday. Who cares?
That was I was telling somebody when I first moved into my place. I left like a little bit in there like I'm some kind of asshole.
That's what's called a nip. That's when you just want a little nip.
I'll drink it later.
Don't worry.
I loaded up on gin when I first moved in, and I was just drinking gin and tonics. And I remember I got so fucking hammered that I had to like crawl up the stairs to my room. And I got upstairs and I was like by my bed. And I don't know what happened, but like I tipped my gin over and it spilled all over my new rug. And I just was like crying and I just crawled into bed and I was like, I can't drink my gin.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, it was
Did you wring out the rug over a cup to make sure you could salvage the gin?
No, I licked it.
You took a straw, sucked up the rest of it. A friend of mine told me she took a bike ride the other day and took her Truly with her and then hit a rock or something and the Truly spilt all over. And I was like, oh, did you bring a straw so you could suck up the rest that spilled? Like, you don't want to waste it. It's like, no, I didn't bring a straw. So
no.
Oh, well.
That's silly. Put it in a sippy cup.
That's what you do. You put it in
a camel pack.
A straw. Yeah.
Camel pack and then you're good to go.
And you just clip the straw around onto your mouth so that you can just suck on it the whole time.
Better yet, one of the beer hats, right?
Yes. Or better yet, don't leave your damn house and just drink at the kitchen table like a gentleman. But I guess if you gotta
Yeah.
get exercise, then I guess you can take it with you.
Mm-mm.
Ugh.
That's funny. No way, man.
Have you been, you know what I feel guilty about this quarantine? I keep on seeing these funny TikToks about moms who keep making their families walk. And I
Oh,
have not done that at all.
I have.
Like I'll go for a walk with Paul
Yeah.
and the dog, but I haven't forced my kids to go for
I
a
make
walk.
my kids do it.
Do you
I do.
get them out
Yeah.
of the house?
Yeah. Well, okay, so we have this pine tree in the backyard,
Yeah.
and whenever they turn into little assholes, I'll say, "Go run around the pine tree." And so I use my watch as the timer or whatever, stopwatch, and I'll make them go run like 4 laps around the pine tree.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
and then when I get off of work, I'm like, all of us, we need to get the fuck out of this house. Like, we need to
Mm-hmm.
go for a walk. So we'll walk to like the park and then run around on the fields because there's like a little soccer field that's not too far from our place.
Oh, nice.
And so we'll walk around and we'll come home, and then they're like, okay, cool, back to Roblox or whatever the fuck they're
Yeah.
doing.
Then they just go to their rooms and lock the doors and you never see them again.
Not yet. Not yet. We're not to that stage yet. So that's
Oh,
good.
let me
But
tell you, it's glorious, Jenna. It is, unless it's like a Sunday at 2 p.m. and you realize,
don't know what they're doing in
is
there.
our daughter here? Because I haven't seen her since I woke up this morning. So she'll occasionally blow past you in the kitchen to grab a snack and then she'll run back into her room. So
Yeah,
but normally
that's
she's
okay.
filming TikToks or playing on her device. So
That's okay. So are you. So
pretty
it's fine.
much. Because
Yeah.
she blows past me and I'm like texting or doing whatever, playing a game on my phone. And then I'm like, oh, hey, yeah. Okay, you're alive. You're existing. Good.
Yeah, you're cool.
Yeah.
You're cool. You're still here. You're alive. You're good.
That's
I don't know. It's
too
when they
funny.
grunt at you that it starts to get questionable.
Yeah. Yeah, when they
A
just,
lot
or
for
they
me.
freak out and have a really pressing question at like 10 p.m. right
Oh yeah.
before bedtime, or when they should have been in bed for like an hour.
Yeah.
That's usually when we get it. When we get the we've gotten the what college should I go to question at
Oh.
9:35 on a school night. And I'm like, am I being filmed right now? Am I on candid camera or something?
Yeah. Now, is it a serious question or is it a delayed I don't want to go to bed question?
What do you think? It's a totally I just don't want to go to bed question, because it's funny. We'll have the same exact conversation the next day if they even remember to bring it up. And it'll be completely like, oh, did you want to talk about colleges while you're eating breakfast? No, it's fine. I don't really care. Like,
Okay, Kim. Thank
yeah.
you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Right.
Little shit.
Yeah.
They know how to manipulate us, that's for
They
sure.
do. They know how to get under our skin, especially in quarantine.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. I
So what's
can't
the
believe it.
first thing you're going to do when everything is lifted and everybody's kind of back to somewhat of a normal routine and like workplaces open up, all that jazz? What do you think the first thing you want to do is?
I want to go on a date,
Aw.
like a real date. Like
Aw.
go out to
Yeah.
dinner and have drinks and like be around other people. I
Yeah.
mean, I still won't talk to them, which is fine.
To the date or to everybody else?
No, to everybody else.
Because it would be really funny if you just didn't talk to the date.
I just, yeah, no,
Doing an
not
experiment where I just
no.
don't speak to you the entire time we're on this date together.
Asshole. That's not what I meant.
Okay.
Like everybody else. Everybody
Yeah.
else. You get
No,
it.
but just like being in a room with other people, like that would
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah. I don't
Like
know, but I
in a
want to go to
movie
like a
theater.
restaurant and like
Yeah.
have some
Restaurant.
drinks and just chill and
Yes.
I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, I think I just want to go walk around a store
Yeah. Besides
leisurely,
the grocery
right?
store.
Like I
Yeah.
don't want to go to a grocery store ever again in my entire life. If I
Yeah.
can avoid that, then I'll do that. But I
Yeah.
just want to go to a store and leisurely walk around. I don't
Mhm.
even care about buying things. I don't even care what kind of store it is besides a grocery store or a home
Yeah.
improvement store, because those are the only two things open. So
Yeah.
we've done a few errands to the home improvement store because we had to get a new lawnmower, and then
Oh,
obviously during, like, it all happened, spring hit during quarantine. So we're like,
yeah.
oh well, I guess we're going out in quarantine to buy a new lawnmower. So
Yeah.
those are the only two places I've been, is a home improvement store and a grocery store. And
Yeah.
I just want to go somewhere else. I want to be
Yeah.
around human beings that
Yeah.
aren't scared to be around me. Because that's another
Yeah.
thing too. I don't know if you're running into that too, with like,
Weird.
it's a weird vibe because there's some people who really don't give a shit and they stand
Yeah.
like in your bubble,
Yeah.
but there's others that are clearly like they're avoiding you a
Yeah.
lot while you're, and it's like, what are you,
Oh
okay.
my God. I had this bitch at the grocery store today that did that. Jesus Christ. I was like, where are your fucking man? It wasn't even like the hoity toity part of the town or whatever. It was just
Yeah.
this woman. So, like, I don't wear a face mask when I go out. Shame, shame,
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't
Um,
either.
but I wipe the handle on my cart,
Yeah. That's what we do. We
whatever.
bring a
Okay.
Lysol wipe with
So,
us.
but she,
So
like, is going past me, and to get my cart, she
yeah.
like hits my cart and like just slowly pushes past it. And so I I'm steering, number one. And then number two, I'm like, here, oh, let me move it back. So I'll back it up a little bit. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
excuse me, I'm so sorry. Deadpan, like straightforward, didn't say anything. I was like, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Like
Oh,
anything to get
wow.
attention. I was like, have a good day. Thank you. Whatever. And she's like 10 feet away. And I was like, book you later. Like, see, God damn. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people? And
You,
I'm standing there
you and
getting
Meg
my
have,
flowers. I'm like, who does this?
yeah, that whole thing where you like bump, but then you just keep going to kind of push people out of the way. I don't know. You got to be a special kind of person to do that.
I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't even get it.
You and Meg have the same kind of experiences at the grocery
Oh,
store.
Jesus. What happened? I haven't watched that one yet. What happened to her?
Oh, she had the lady like just cut, I guess multiple women were just cutting in front of her. So she's like, oh yeah, okay. No, that's fine. I wasn't walking there or anything. So I've had that happen before where I just kind of stop and I just kind of smile and stare and hope
Yeah.
that they notice me. But most of the time they don't. So
I don't know. I'm about ready to be like, caca, caca, like yell and like clap and like jump around and be like, I fucking
yes.
exist. Like, I'm here.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. I have my personal space. Get out of it. Jeez.
It doesn't
Man.
matter. It doesn't
No.
matter. It's ridiculous.
No, so that they're doing that during quarantine, you can only imagine what type of people they are in a not lockdown, stay away, social distancing
Yeah,
setting.
she'd still do the same shit.
Probably worse. Should probably just ram your cart into the damn aisle.
God damn it.
Give me your
So,
cart, please. I love that.
no, please. No even moving. Like
No,
nothing.
no,
Just
please, no.
nothing. There was nothing. No eye contact, no grunt,
Oh
no
my
moan,
gosh.
no like hand movement, no like
Not even an excuse me. Like,
no, nothing. Like
oh, I'm sorry.
not even,
Excuse me.
no, just
That's my go-to. I apologize too much.
yeah.
We talked
Girl,
about
stop
that too.
apologizing.
I know, man. That book, it's right here. It's in my set. Girl, stop apologizing. I love that book.
I
It
haven't read
really,
it yet. I haven't read
I'll
it yet.
pass it on to you after I finish it. I'm about halfway through right now. So
Okay.
I'm
Okay. Yeah,
forgetting
I
that it's
know.
down here.
I'm in the other one. The what is it?
Wash your face.
No, the breaking free from the victim.
Girl.
That one's fucked up.
Yes.
That one fucks with you. Like
It it is a
mm,
mind fuckery. That is
that
for
is
sure.
that's worse than a therapy session right there. And
My
you're right, like the
therapist,
first 10 pages of that shit, not even the first 10 pages, like the first
five.
half of that one is
Yeah.
it's like,
I
oh,
had
thanks for
to
calling me out.
I had to reread the
Yeah.
first 5 pages probably 6 or 7 times before I
Yeah.
could move on in the book.
Yeah.
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 And I've heard, and so then I went back to, because my therapist, because she's a psychopath, she was like, you should read this book. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever resources you have. So we ordered it and I got it. And I went back and I told her, thanks a fucking lot. Like now I'm like, wow, whoa, like this all just hit me
Yeah.
like a ton of bricks. But in the end, it ended up being the best thing that I've ever read. So
Yeah. I'm
get
excited.
through it. If you get through it, I promise you'll feel better.
Sure. I'll just think about all my relationships and how fucked up they are.
That's pretty much all you do. The whole time you read it, that's all you do is you think about like, geez, that person too? Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's the good?
Yeah.
Where's the good?
And it's called Breaking Free. It's called Breaking Free. And then
I can barely reach it. Sorry.
oh, do you have it in front of you? Yeah, hold it up because I want to read the name off for people listening. Yes. Breaking Free from the Victim Trap. And who is it by?
Diane Zimmeroff. Zimmeroff.
I don't know. I'll link it. But this is it's one of the best books I've ever read. And I'm not a reader. Like I've talked about that several times. I'm not a very avid reader, but when something catches me, I'm like, oh, I'm glued. I need to finish it.
I usually only read smut, so this is an improvement.
You read the romance novels.
Not even like the bad story of kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Naughty ones.
The naughty ones. Those are naughty. Jeez. I'll link those below too. We'll link Breaking Free from the Victim Trap, and then we'll link Story of O. And you can just make up your mind on what you want to read.
Yeah. Or Harry Potter.
Or Twilight. Or 50 Shades of Grey. Take your pick.
No.
We're going to run the gamut of all the different things you could read in the next hour. Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
I know. I love it.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I got to wrap up because my kids, I can hear them. They want me to come to the bonfire that we're having again because we have 7,000 pounds of scrap wood that we need to burn now.
What else do you have to do? Okay.
This is all we got. I will say that as much as I love doing bonfires with other people, it is kind of nice having a fire pit in your backyard during a quarantine because you don't feel bad that you didn't invite anybody over. And you just can kind of sit there and enjoy it by yourself. I'm like, sorry, I would totally invite you, neighbor, but it's quarantine. So.
I know. I'm excited. I have a little tiny one that I'm going to set up in the back as soon as I build those benches and things. So it'll be nice to have one.
Nice.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Make some s'mores or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Right. Love you, darling.
Love you too, girl. It was so good talking to you.
Ditto, sister.
Hang in there.
Go out again. Yeah. Oh, maybe that should be the first thing that we do is go to another drag show because that shit.
Yes.
Like I just want to dance.
Heck yes. Let's go to a drag show and dance our night away. And
fantastic.
Oh my gosh. That sounds like an amazing plan once we get out of this shit.
All right.
I'm
down.
Put it on the calendar. By June, coronavirus will be gone. It's fine. I heard somebody in the White House say it. It's fine.
Must be true.
May? I think that was May.
Must be true. Must be true.
Must be true if they said it. I found it on the internet. It must be true. So,
Esquire? Is that where you found it?
Is that what it is? The Onion. No, The Onion. Very reputable.
Okay. Yeah, believe it. Believe it for sure. Yeah. All right. Have fun,
All right. You too. Hang in there and we'll talk soon.
Okay.
Okay.